What's up, agents, and welcome back to another Division video where we're going to talk about a brand new set coming to the game in Year 7 Season 1. We're currently in the PTS just before it ends, so we're kind of rushing these videos a little bit, but don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe, and let's get straight into it. So these videos are probably going to be coming out all week long. There is so many of them that I've had to try and do just to test things, so I hope you're appreciating them. If you have, please do consider hitting that subscribe button or giving the video at least a thumbs up. But what we need to talk about is measured assembly. Now, I've not done any videos on this whatsoever because it's a little bit harder to test because you really do need a set of team with you. It's really a team orientated set, but it's as well, it's not the easiest thing to test. So let's take a look at it from the top. So you get 15% skill haste, which is great. Okay, we'll take it. Then you get 60% repair skills on the 3-piece bonus. So, all right, we'll take it. And then you get the 4-piece bonus huddle. Receive 1 skill tier for each ally agent that is within range of your hive or smart cover. So that plays kind of nice with the new skill that is coming in the season. So smart cover is coming, so that's kind of great. While you're at skill tier 6, having at least 1 ally agent in the range of your hive or smart cover for 4 seconds will grant overcharge for 15 seconds, cooldown 40 seconds. Alright, so that's kind of great as well. Mortars and enemy skills that enter the range of your hive or smart cover will be destroyed, cooldown 30 seconds, and that gives a little bit of incentive for your throwing. You know, if you're getting stuck in a legendary, couple of mortars firing at you, you can literally throw your hive or shoot the smart cover and destroy something that you might be having, you know, a little bit of trouble with. That gives options for things like that. The cooldown is 15% faster for each ally agent within the range of your hive or smart cover. So the idea that I see this really is that it's an all yellow set. And to be honest, I would have preferred this to be hybrid. I would have preferred this to be a little bit mixed like we've had previously. And I'll tell you why. Because essentially, you only ever want to be wearing 3 yellows with this. Technician could be 1, fairly easy. So then only 2 yellows with this would be kind of peak. It would be the kind of best thing because you're going to be able to get to skill tier 6 still, as long as the rest of your team come and stay near you and are within your smart cover, or are they within your healing hive, for instance, that you can just put on the floor, get a huge range going on it, and then go all red with everything else, making yourself a hybrid kind of healer / damage dealer. Plus you're going to be doing a lot of damage with skills. So if you think about it, you know, you're still going to be 4 reds as well. So, you know, you're not going to be, and when you add the modifiers on top of that for this season as well, that's probably going to be peak build for versatility this season. Like, that is actually pretty insane. So, but then we've got to take into account that with only running, you know, 3-piece, well, not 3-piece of this, we've got to take into account, are we going to use the backpack or are we going to use the chest piece? So first of all, let's take a look at the chest piece. So it decreases the overcharge cooldown from 40% to 25%. So it does depend on it, whether you want to run the build then at that point as a buffer or as a DPS, right? So if you're going to run this as a DPS, you're not going to run the final measure. I call it final measure, but you're not going to run the measured assembly chest piece at that point because 40 seconds for overcharge is probably enough. It's probably okay. If you want to be a buffer where the teammates might have drones out, they might be using shields that then will become invincible and things like that, then you probably want to run the chest. But that's kind of the option that you've got to think about when it comes to the chest piece. And then with the backpack, decrease the cooldown for destroying enemy mortars and enemy skills from 30 seconds to 15. You're probably never going to run this. I don't think that you're going to be destroying any of the turrets or enemy skills more than once every 30 seconds. There's just not a place in the game where that necessarily would happen, unless maybe something comes in a master mission and that might be, you know, versatile for that at that point. But as of right now, there certainly isn't anything at all. So again, you would throw in a damage dealing backpack here, depending on what kind of build that you are running. And I could quite easily see myself thinking, you know, Let's get some high-end yellows in here with this and do a lot of damage. You know, there are a lot of damage. So it's an okay set. I think that it's troubled. My feedback for this is essentially going to be maybe make it a mixed bag of yellow and red. I think that would be much better. Is it as good as the original Final Measure in Division 1? No, not really. The fact that you could soak up a grenade for buffs was just better. That functionality essentially was just better. And I don't necessarily think that at this stage in its life that change could happen. I would kind of hope that it could, and that will definitely be my feedback along with the core attributes. I think that there should be yellow and red. So, you know, I just don't think we need the destroying of the skills. You know, I just kind of don't, right? I think there should be a buff that if we soak up a grenade or something like that, then we can buff our team. But as always, I definitely appreciate your feedback down below in the comments, especially if you were a Division 1 player and you know, had some experience with Final Measure. Definitely would be interesting to see what you guys think down below. But I think there is some kind of possibility here for some kind of cool hybrid, you know, damage dealer, especially with the modifiers this season. I feel like you would just be capped out on 6 reds, 6 yellows quite easily a lot of the time. And also with some survivability to boot from the blues on the modifiers too. So I think there is actually some versatility, and it does lean into what they said in the showcase video, where the sets that are arriving do want to lean in with the modifiers, do want to lean in with the master mission that's coming in the end, does want to lean in with the theme of the season overall. This definitely does do that. I feel like, you know, them hybrid builds from Division 1, the electronics firearms builds are definitely going to make a bit of a comeback. I haven't had a chance to actually make one, which is a bit of a shame. I don't think I will have a chance to make one. If I do, I will definitely try and squeeze it in before the PTS ends. But that is going to be it for the video. Let me know what you think about this set down below in the comments. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.